Hi, everybody. Today is July 26, 2024, and I was taking a moment in reflection, in gratitude. And this past week has been very interesting. It's been very interesting for so many reasons. But twice this week, the word devotion came racing forward. The first was a very dear client who happens to live in Italy sent me a gift, and they are religious medals and the novenas, etc., because she knows I am devoted to those that walked before me that can continue to show up to help all of humanity. So I tap into and I ask for their support and their guidance. And then a gentleman that's relatively new to my world talked about a devotion ceremony that he and his beloved were participating in. So it's this sense of devotion. And we think of devotion, usually we think we're devoted to my romantic partner. We're devoted to our religion. And this is true. This is absolutely true. Some can be so far as devoted to a certain beauty regime. Some can be devoted to a way of eating for their health to improve because they want to maintain and continue, or to heal an illness. They become devoted. So there's all sorts of things, events, people, philosophies that one can be devoted to. However, what about, and this is where I found it interesting, what about being devoted to you? What about being devoted to you? This is that place that gets kind of squirrely. Because if you're devoted to you, there can be sensations, feelings, processes that said, oh, you're being greedy. There can be processes, oh, you're selfish. And I'm not going to disagree. You are being selfish because you are putting yourself first. You are devoted to you and your dreams. So therefore, you're being selfish. You are putting your needs ahead of somebody else. And isn't that kind of time that you did? Because by taking care of, because I see all of you, and many of you are going to be catching this replay. I see you. I see the acts of service you so lovingly give to your friends and to your family, that you show up at the end of the line, and you'll get to yourself at some point, maybe, if you're still awake, if you still have energy. So your devotion to yourself begins to wane because you are, good morning, Kim, you are putting yourself behind the needs and the dreams of others. You want your children to succeed. You want your spouse, your partner to shine. You want your family to do this. And your family can be your biological, and it can also be your spiritual family, those your friends that have become family. You want all of this for them because you are so amazing. But then you forget you. Where is your devotion to you? How are you committing to yourself? And that can be scary because for some of you, it's been a long time since you focused on yourself. It's been a long time since hi Lisa, it's been a long time since you permitted your dreams to really come to the forefront and not just be a passing fancy. It's been a while since you focused on your dreams, your desires, to where you were doing something towards them every single day. Whether it was in the form of meditation and visualizing it, writing down your desires, or if you're running your own business as a goddesspreneur that I am, and actively showing up in that business arena to share your gifts, to remind people this is why you're here and this is what you're doing. You are devoted to you based on how you eat. And if you've been with me long enough, you know I can't ever recall a time where I say, oh, you'll only be spiritual if you're vegan or vegetarian. Well, that's a bunch of horse hockey as far as I'm concerned, because your body needs what it needs. So my husband and I, we had a very mild case of COVID this past spring. In that 2-week downtime, I craved and ate more hamburgers than I did probably in the last 2 or 3 years combined. And we're not talking the crappy ones that you get in the drive-thru. We're talking big, honking, amazing hamburgers. That's what my body said it needed. It needed that iron and it needed that kind of fat. And then I did some research. Well, look at that. A lot of COVID patients, their iron drops during that time. So having this big, huge influx of iron into my system helped me to become healthier sooner. So I cannot foresee ever a time where I say, you must only eat this kind. It's being devoted to your body so you know what it needs to not only get healthier from an illness or to continue to get healthier to slow down the aging process. Being devoted to you is also taking out that quiet time. When is that last time you meditated or journaled and really settled into that energy? When is that last time that you were aware of your thoughts, the ones that were serving you, and then said, oh, hey, Karen, said, oh, those things are not serving me, but how can I shift them? So we have addressed the physical, we've addressed the mental, we addressed, what about your emotional? When is the last time you were so devoted to yourself that you engaged in programs, activities that supported your emotional side so you became more regulated? And all of this combined then leads to, you know what? It's okay to ask for help. I have spent hundreds, write this down, hundreds of thousands of dollars from my training to become, hold on. I am downstairs with clients right now. I know, he forgets, he doesn't read his text. I told him these things. I have devoted and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for all of my trainings, such as Reiki, such as integrated energy therapy, such as being a licensed crystal therapist, certified soul coach, magnified healing, archangel enlightenment therapist. That's just the training portion. We're talking then, who knows how many books, but then we're talking about the other mentors, hey Shay, these other mentors and programs that I have invested in so then because I am devoted to me, so I can be of service to you. So I would love to hear how you are devoted to yourself. And are you ready to look beyond you and hire a mentor, a teacher? I would be honored, but I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I always love when you're here, Shay. Be sure you watch the beginning portion of today's episodes. Hey, Susan. So today is about the devotion, and people can be devoted to religion, right? But we're talking now, we've gotten deeper in being devoted to yourself. This is why I'm here. I am, and will continue to do so to uplift humanity, simply by showing up, simply by sharing my magic. Years ago, I think I've shared this story before. Years ago, when we moved to Baltimore, Maryland, our dentist, he had, his philosophy was he would treat you from start to finish your very first visit because he wanted to get to know you. You weren't just a number or a name on a sheet of paper. So he and I had this raucous, amazing time. He's an older man. And he said, I was born in a displacement camp. Do you even know what that is? I said, yeah, it's a camp where the Jews went after all the camps were liberated. And this is where they lived because they were displaced. And he's like, oh, you do? So we had this whole big conversation. So then my husband goes and sees the dentist, and they're talking and they're doing their thing. And the dentist goes, I have to ask you something. Is your wife always that happy? And he went, yeah, and guess what? She doesn't take drugs because I simply show up. I simply show up. That is how one of the ways I am changing the world, simply by showing up, because I am devoted to me. And through that, that deepens my devotion to everybody else in my world, including you as a client. This is why I show up as your mentor. As you want to call me a spiritual advisor? Fine, call me a spiritual advisor. It doesn't matter, because I'm so multifaceted like you. I am going to quantum activate you like nobody's business. I channel light language, a language you can't understand, so you have to receive. So receive this. This was, oh, thank you. This is that activation, that transmission for all of you live or replay, is to help unlock, and they're very big into unlocking this week, unlock the concept for you so you become more devoted. When you are more devoted, life doesn't become a struggle. So we're going to eradicate the word struggle from your vocabulary. Life becomes easier. Life becomes more clear because you have leaned in and asked for support. So I stand before you to highly suggest it's time. If you are really ready to step into yourself, Susan, you can buy one course at a time. If you could buy into yourself, I am here to assist you. I know shit because that's one of my gifts. I see where you are supposed to be and the kind of life you are supposed to be living. And I help you I meet you where you are. Because if I tell you you're supposed to be way over here, that's just too big of a path. And you're going, I'm good, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to hang out and continue to listen to my own guidance because I'm afraid of how big I'm supposed to be. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa is a client of mine, and she's had a light language session with me. If I remember, you got a little teary because it hits at a deeper level. It is time for all of us to be devoted to ourselves. Thank you, Susan. I think you're amazing too. It is time for all of us to be devoted to ourselves so then we can be of service, however we desire to be of service. Big, huge platform, fabulous. Small platform with your inner circle, fabulous. It doesn't matter. What matters is you are devoted to you, then you are of service of how you are destined to be of service. So don't look at the big, huge picture because it can be frightening. It can be intimidating of how big you could be. Focus on you and everything else begins to happen and change. It's that simple. It's that magical. It's that amazing. So I will answer questions about this topic for today, devotion. And I'm also here to do one card readings, and then we're going to skedaddle out. We are headed north to see family for the weekend, and our one daughter is having minor surgery on Monday, so I will not be here at all, I know, on Monday. Saturday and Sunday and Tuesday, yet to be determined. But because I know I'm going to be absent those 3 days, I know I'm absent on Monday. So every day I'm absent for this coming few days because I committed to be here for the entire month of July. I will tack that on to the beginning of August because integrity is one of my main pillars. I say what I'm going to do, but life happens, but I will make it up for you on the other end. So thank you, Shay. And thank you, Kim. It will be good. So who would like a reading, one card reading today? I'm only going to be here. It's 11:30, 11:45. I'm cutting it off. So if you would like one card reading today, now is your chance. I will tell you ahead of time while you all are deciding and raising who's going to raise their hand first. Thank you, Susan. The prices for light language transmission readings, they are currently $222 because they're worth, Susan, you're the first one. They're worth that, and they're actually worth if they had a 0 on it. Kim, you got it. Because they are that powerful. So I'm not jumping from 222 to 2,200, but I am telling you the price is going up soon because they're very powerful, and I'm here to change the world, and I am devoted to me and my gifts. Thank you, Van. Okay, Susan. Love this. You've got the Empowered Heart deck. And for all of you that haven't gotten this deck yet, I'm going to be sassy today. I'm just telling you. I've had coffee and I had apparently a good night's sleep. I'm going to be sassy. So this is, if you are inclined to goddess energy, love, integrity, perseverance, angelchatter.com, go get the deck. Vivana, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Vioana. So Susan, you got the card from the Magdalene deck, the Empowered Heart of New Endings. Things have to end in order for the new to begin. I think this sounds familiar for you. So this is still revving up. You haven't come to terms with how things can end with ease, but she is inviting you, thank you, to sit in devotion, sassy energy. And DNN. You got this last time, right? So she is inviting you to sit in and be honest with yourself on what could, never must, rarely must, thank you, what could end so you can then step forward into new beginnings. So that is your assignment for the weekend, is to sit in prayer, sit in meditation, be devoted to yourself, and don't say you are and don't do it. Just really sit and contemplate. Sit in quiet, sit in solitude. She's showing me her cave, and that's a big, huge sign. Kim, it's time for you to be sassy too. You're getting the Empowered Heart, a card from her, because you're playing small, Kim. Getting bigger, getting a bit bolder, but you can be bigger. Kim, love it, Kim. Vavuna. Okay, I was close. No, writing it down. Shay, you and I will have an elocution lesson when I see you in person next. Kim, you got the message of success. So the desire that you wish to have, she's inviting you to take it a bit bigger, and there is great success as you walk into this. So that's going to be short and sweet for her, for you today. Obviously, there's always much more. And if you haven't scheduled that session yet, we need to. Vavuna, you are getting a card from my very first Oracle deck. So y'all see it. Angel Chatter Oracle deck at angelchatter.com. Very first deck. I channeled the deck and guidebook in 2 weeks. Then launched a jewelry line, launched the Sacred Aromatherapy line, launched the Angel Chatter Heavenly Guidance book, which then launched into the BU program, which you can find more about at angelchatteracademy.com. Vavuna, oh, I love this. You got Camuel with the message of pamper. Camuel is the angel of self-love, oversees the heart chakra. Camuel is inviting you to do no less than one, preferably 2 acts of self-love, pampering this weekend. That could be a mani-pedi, it could be a facial, a haircut, where you literally just sit and enjoy it, and you're not sitting and scrolling as they're rubbing your feet, because you're not in receiving mode. So anybody that's had a pedicure, that you're playing with your phone or reading a book, you are not in true receiving mode. You are removing yourself from that act that's trying to replenish you. Permit yourself to receive. So Vavuna, pampering can be those paid things. It can also be sitting in meditation. It could be doing forest bathing, taking a walk in the woods, again, without looking at your phone and scrolling. This is a big, and so that's an act of self-love because they keep bringing it up. Disengage from electronics and sit in the quiet. So there's a lot of quiet energy they're suggesting for a few of you for this weekend, or going into this weekend. Vavuna also suggesting you get a rose quartz premier stone of self-love. Okay, Deneen, hope I pronounced your name correctly. You're very welcome. Shay, did you want a card or did I miss it? I apologize if I missed that request. Deneen, this is your card. You all love this. Haven't seen you in a while. Spirituality. All life starts within the spiritual realm. And on the flip side, I will say most disease will start in the spiritual realm because something may have happened to you physically, but it can also be a mindset, a belief, an emotional deregulation that tends to fester and then will eventually come out as a pimple. You know, it's a clogged pore, but it starts within. But spirituality, stepping into and embracing, what do you want her to do? Sit more with your heart space in that your soul is the your heart is the birthplace of your soul. Something they've been telling me for years. So sitting in that quiet space of you and allow the beauty, that power of you to come out to play. So you all are seeing this, that I don't do short and sweet and lollipop and unicorn readings. They are going to be direct, they are going to be powerful, and they're going to be extremely forthcoming. I will help hold your hand, but I'm not going to sit in misery with you, because that's not what a mentor does. I will sit with you, acknowledge where you are, and then tell you how to get out of there. I will guide you out of it. It's what I do. It's what I've done with my family. It's what I've done with my clients and students. So now it is that quiet space and sitting with that so you can go forward. So I have done 4 readings so far. I have about 5 minutes left. Is there anybody else? You are very welcome, Vavuna. Or anybody else would like a card as I take a sip of water since I'm now thirsty? I will be bringing these cards with me while we are gone for this weekend, but I can't guarantee. I have no idea what our schedule is going to be like. But any other requests for a reading, or do you have any questions about anything? And I'll see if I can answer. And if we don't, we will call it super quick. We'll call it early. Bueller, Friday morning. Any takers? No more takers for today? We're good? You're very welcome, Kim. Send you hugs too. That little heart emoji. Oh, Lisa, you're here. You got it. I forgot you were here, darling. Okay, Lisa. Angel Heart, Angel Dina, thank you so much. This brings so much clarity to what I've been feeling. Okay, so Deneen, go ahead and book a reading with me. And you're very welcome. I'm so glad that you got clarity in under 30 seconds. Can you imagine what we would do in a whole session? I'd be honored to help you with that. Okay, Lisa, this one's for you. Uriel oversees the root chakra, angel of safety, not as in safety, I'm going to protect you, because that's Michael's jurisdiction. This is safe to be you. You are coming out more and sharing your gifts, but Uriel is saying you can share more. Let's see more of you. Let's go more forward. So Uriel is in this card of gratitude, of thank you. But oh, it's so sweet. They're saying thank you for coming out and sharing the very simple. Like for you all, I learned from Lisa yesterday that eating a green banana is a great thing to eat. And I know I'm going to get it wrong because it helps the gut flora. That part I got right. Yes. So she is incredibly powerful and she's amazing. So it is safe. And that is Uriel's mantra. You are safe to be you. So in this message of the card of thank you, they are thanking you for stepping up, but they're saying you have more to share. So there you go. But that is lovely. I don't think I've seen the thank you card since I've been doing these daily readings. I was kind of beginning to wonder if it was still in here. So I have about 3 minutes left before I set the timer of 11:45 so we can get on the road soon. I wanted to say prebiotic, but then I second guess myself and I was like, or was it a probiotic? So see, the power that you all have, your gift, deserves to come out to play. It doesn't matter what your gift is. Hey, T. Your gift deserves to come out. Permit me to help you. I'd be honored to help you feel more comfortable in that gift so you can share it with confidence, with joy, with sassiness, because you're simply being you and sharing. So I'm so grateful for you and your gift. So we have, like I said, no, we now have 2 minutes left. Hi, T. I've said hi twice. So anybody would like a reading? Again, the price for the light language transmission sessions are going to be going up soon. I don't have a date yet. They haven't told me, but they're saying we're revving up and we're taking you to the next level and beyond. So to recap, if you're coming in late, I would strongly recommend when this live gets posted, you go back and watch the first 10 or so minutes because we're talking about devotion. And today was about devotion to yourself. And when you're devoted to yourself, you recognize you can't do it all. So I shared, I have literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in my training and in hiring different mentors and being in different programs so I could be of better service to you. That's part of me expressing my devotion to me. Plus, I take our puppy dog for walks 5 to 7 days a week and minimum of 3.5 miles every day. I go on the power plate. I am devoted to my physical being, so it continues to stay young no matter as I get old. I am devoted to my physical being by eating what my body tells me it needs. I'm devoted to my emotional. I'm devoted to my spiritual. I'm devoted to my mental aspect as well. I'm going to talk more about this in an upcoming post that'll probably come out next week. So do go back and watch that first, like I said, 10 or 15 minutes of what devotion may mean to you. I'd love to hear more about that. And guess what time it is? It's 11:45. So now I'm going to go peace out to all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. And I do hope to see you over the weekend. So if you haven't already, press notifications so you make sure to catch me when I come on live, because I do it because I am devoted to me and I only come on when it's the right time. So you are amazing. Don't let anybody ever tell you differently. And until next time, have a good one. Bye.